Hello, my friends. Welcome to Manifest Your Dreams in 2018, a 3-step visioning process to say yes to the life you love living. I'm Beth Perkins. I'm a life and business success coach certified with the Life Mastery Institute in Los Angeles, California. I'm also a teacher of shamanism, and I've led vision quests for 22 years. I am just thrilled to share this time with you and to help you shape what 2018 can become for you. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, you'll be learning how to use 3 potent practices that will skyrocket your success in 2018 when you apply these to your life. So first, let's get started with a fun riddle. There are these 5 frogs sitting on a log, sunning themselves. One decides to jump off the log. How many are left sitting on the log? That's right, 5, because deciding to jump is not the same as doing a jump. So today I'll be taking you through a proven 3-step visioning process where you'll be able to not only decide to step forward in your life, but you'll have the opportunity to change the trajectory of your life. Here's my promise to you. I promise I'm going to give you a proven 3-step process for creating your dream. I'm going to give you everything I can in the 30 minutes that we have together. And at the end of my talk, many of you will want to take this information further and integrate it right into your life. So for you, I have an exclusive offer, a special gift that you're going to love, that I will give you at the end of this presentation. So when you think about your goals and your dreams, they deserve some special time and space. We're coming to the end of one year, and we're moving into a new one, which has never been lived before. So I'm going to encourage you during our time together to really dream big in this process that I'm sharing with you. Really pay attention to what is seeking to come through you at this time in your one precious life. So let's start with this. The first thing you need to do before you set an intention for 2018 is to get yourself into the right energetic state. Let's take a deep breath. And now let's generate a state of gratitude together. What are you grateful for right now, right in this moment of your life? I invite you to really feel your gratitude. Feel it fully. I am so grateful to be alive today, and I am so grateful for the blue sky and the evergreen trees right outside my window here. And I'm very grateful for my 5 senses, that I can smell and taste and touch, that I can see, that I can hear. And I'm very grateful to be speaking with you over the airwaves. What are you feeling grateful for right now in your life? Go ahead, let yourself really feel that gratitude and get into that energetic state. And you may notice there's a shift in your own energies as you feel your gratitude. So let's get started. Step 1 in the visioning process. We're going to be looking into our longings and our discontents. And I expect that many of you are on this call because you have a challenge that you're currently experiencing. Some area of life that's causing you pain. Perhaps it's in your career, or it may be in a relationship that you have. Perhaps it's with your health, or with the amount of money that you have, or even with a lack of free time to do what you would really love to do. You see, we live in a universe that speaks to each of us through these two growth signals, our longings and our discontents. It's the feeling of longing for something we haven't yet created, and the feeling of discontentment with current circumstances. These really spark us to grow. So if you would please, let's take a moment now. I'm going to invite you to pull out pen and paper and jot down for yourself one discontentment that you have in your life right now. It may be you feel short on time, or it may be dissatisfaction with your current job. It may be difficulty with one of your children or your grandchildren. Take a moment and jot down one or two of your discontentments. This is private. This is just for you. Go ahead and jot it down. This is important. Good. And now I'm going to invite you to write down one of your longings that you have in some area of your life. It may be a longing to be stronger, to be more physically fit. It may be a longing to have more money in your bank account. Go ahead and get in touch with what you long for. Maybe you're longing for time to paint or to write. Maybe you're longing to create a new friendship with somebody who is a peer, who is an equal, who you can support and who you can be supported by. Go ahead and write it down, whatever it is for you. Very good. You see, we're often pushed by pain until we're pulled by a vision. And these two energies, the pain of your problem and the burning desire for what you do want, they're both essential for creating new results in your life. So we can actually be glad for both of these, for our longings and our discontents. Good work. You just did some very good work for yourself. So this brings us now into step number 2 in the visioning process, creating a life that you would love. So let's focus now on the 4 key areas of your life. These areas are sometimes called the domains of life. So of course there's your health and there's your well-being. That's one area of life. Then there's your creativity and your vocation, the second area. A third area of life, of course, is your relationships and the love that you have in your life. And the fourth area of life is financial freedom, time freedom. Those are together, time and money freedom. So I'm going to invite you now to ask yourself, what would I love in my life? Let's dream up a vision now of what you would really love to have in your life, or to do in your life, or perhaps to be in your life. And I'm recommending that you choose one of these areas of life right now, the one where you have the most excitement perhaps, or the one where there's the most difficulty for you right now, the one where there's the most longing, or perhaps the most electric charge for you. Go ahead, choose that area of life that you'd like to do some visioning with. And then write down something, maybe 4, 5, 6 words, something you would really love to be. Maybe you would like to be more generous with your children. Maybe you'd like to be more compassionate with your aging parents. Write down something you would really love to do. Maybe you would love to sail the 7 seas, see the pyramids in Egypt. Or perhaps it's more something you would love to have. Maybe it's financial freedom or more free time to write that book that's been on the back burner for 20 years now. Go ahead, write down in a few words something you would really, really love to be or do or have in a particular area of your life. Good. Feels good to write it down, doesn't it? To give a voice to it. So let's do a little imaginative exercise here together. Let's imagine it's the last Friday of the year in the year 2018. So it's a year from now. And you and I run into each other in an airport somewhere. And I say, hey, I haven't seen you for a while. Tell me about the results of that visioning process that we did together back in 2017. And you say to me, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this part of my life, and you choose to talk about whatever is important for you. But as an example, you may tell me about the area of health in your life, and you say to me, oh gosh, I sleep so well now, and I wake up rested and energized every morning. Or you may say to me, oh, Beth, I walk easily up and down the stairs in my townhouse every day and every night. Or you may tell me, you know, I weigh X number of pounds and I'm at my absolute ideal weight. So I'm giving you these examples to just support you in really bringing some laser clarity and details to what you really do want, what you really would love in your life. Go ahead. If you've thought of something else, jot it down now. Good work. And I want to remind you that you want to set aside any concerns about how you will achieve this goal, how you will achieve this dream, and really focus on what. What would I love for my life in 2018? So let me tell you a little story now about one of my coaching clients who worked with me. She took a shamanic workshop with me in California a couple years ago. And after the workshop, she came up to me and she asked me about the vision quest that I led. Her name was Paula. And she was now in the middle of a terrible divorce, she said. She was parenting her daughter alone now. And suddenly she had no source of income because her husband left with the income. She was very, very stressed out from her husband's affair with a younger woman. And she thought she was going to have to go into the wilderness on a vision quest with me and fast for 4 days and 4 nights in order to figure out her life's direction. But we got clear that what she really wanted was something even deeper. She had to move out of her home, and she felt completely lost, completely lonely, and very frightened. So one night, Paula made a clear, firm decision. She decided if she was ever going to improve her life, that she needed support. And she asked me to coach her through this difficult time. So we were on the phone together, and I invited her to tell me about what she would really, really love to do in a new vocation. And she told me that for years now, she had had a dream of opening an art studio where mothers and kids in transition could come and paint their life stories. But then she'd pause and she'd say, well, you know, that's just a dream, Beth. I'm an artist, but I'm not that good. There's no way I can do this. And you know, maybe you've been there in your own life. You're facing a challenge that seems enormously huge, and you may have been experiencing this problem for a while now, and you don't know how to solve it. That's right where Paula was when we were working together. So I invited her to describe her art studio and to just push the pause button on trying to figure out how this dream was going to happen. I really helped Paula pay attention to what she would really love. And she described this gorgeous space, big open room with lots and lots of windows and with wooden floors. And she also described a big, big yard in the back of the building where the children could go outside and paint and where they could also grow summer vegetables together. But then she'd frown and she'd say, I can't do this. I've never owned an art gallery. I don't have a PhD in art from UCLA. I can't do this. And so I'd help her look more deeply into this. And together we uncovered this profound limiting belief that she was holding. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough was the belief underneath everything that was tripping her up. It created this kind of upper limit that she held about what she was permitted to do by society. Only PhDs in art get to teach mothers and children painting, right? That was her deep, deep, deep belief. So then I said, okay, Paula, if a part of you didn't believe it was impossible, what would you do? And she said, I guess I'd be looking at studio and room rental places. So one weekend, she and her daughter went out together, and they found a place. The place had a big room. It had once been a dance studio. And it had a backyard, but the backyard was full of weeds. The other thing was that the rent was way too high for her. And the room itself needed a lot of renovations. So she thought about it, and we talked more, and then she decided to take action. She called the landlord, and she told him about her dream of an art studio for mothers and for kids who were in big life transitions. And she offered to do the renovations herself with her friends and to put in a new lawn in the backyard. If she could have reduced rent, was the caveat. And the landlord agreed. He also really liked the idea of work with the women and the children, and so he offered to let Paula and her daughter live upstairs in the studio apartment that was empty, because there was so much work they would be doing downstairs. So with the help of my coaching, Paula accessed a different level of thinking. And she created a clear blueprint of what she would really, really love to do. And she made a decision to act even in the face of unknowing. And today, she's living with her daughter in their comfortable upstairs apartment, and she's helping mothers and children paint their new life stories on paper and canvas. So I tell you this story so that when you think about what you would love, you also want to keep your focus on the what. What would you love to be in 2018? What would you love to do? What would you love to have in your life in 2018? And would it be okay with you if life got a whole lot easier next year? So this brings us to visioning step number 3, which is to give power to the part of you that wants to move forward. So I expect you have some clarity now on one thing that you would really love to be or do or have in your life in 2018, right? And the other thing is that you may already be starting to hear a voice of doubt that questions you. Maybe saying, how are you going to do that? Or you don't have the experience. Or what if you fail? You know, Paula's voice said to her, you don't have a PhD in art. You can't do that. So the question for us now here in visioning step number 3 is, how do we give power to the part of us that wants to move forward when we're hearing the voice that wants us to play small? We have both things going on simultaneously. You're hearing that voice, this is what I would love, this is how I want to move forward. And at the same time, you may be hearing the voice that says, let's play it safe. So there's a whole process to this that I take my clients through in the Dream Builder program that I offer. But for our purposes today, I'm going to give you one thing that you can do right now, today. And here it is. So when you notice your thoughts going towards limitation, when you start feeling constriction, you're trying to think about what you would love, but you feel constricted, you want to interrupt that thought right when you're experiencing it, right when it's happening, and then refocus your mind on your vision. Refocus your mind on your dream, on what you would really love, and take an action step. This action step is really key. It's part of the rocket fuel because it tells your subconscious mind that you're serious about your new result. You're serious about creating this, what you would love in your life. And over time, as you practice this interrupt, the thoughts of limitation will actually begin to dissolve away. So ask yourself the question right now, what is one action I can take that would move me in the direction of my dream? And then take that action. So let's take a look again at what you've written down as your vision for yourself, as your dream. One thing you would really, really love to be or do or have in your life. And you want to ask yourself now, what is one action step that you could take that would move you in the direction of your dream? Don't let yourself off the hook here. There is absolutely some action that you can take to start moving toward the life you would love. Make sure to write it down and then put a date beside it. By when are you going to take that action? Believe me, progress is much more important than perfection here. And the key is to do what you can with what you have from where you are right now. So let's recap what we've covered here today. You learned visioning step number 1, knowing your longings and your discontents, because these are the sparks that cause you to grow. And you learned visioning step number 2, creating a life you would love. Asking yourself, what would I love to have or to be or to do in my life? And you learned visioning step number 3, taking an action step that moves you in the direction of your dream. Now, here's that gift that I promised you. After having led Vision Quests for 22 years, I have now systematized the process without your having to lug a 50-pound backpack through the wilderness. I offer 60-minute clarity strategy sessions on the phone where we can get extremely clear on exactly what you would love to create and the next most important step you can take that will move you in the direction of your dream. This one-on-one session is valued at $250. But for the first 25 people who sign up, I'm offering these one-hour sessions at no charge. This is my gift to you. So to sign up for a complimentary clarity session with me, just send me an email. My email address is Beth, B-E-T-H, at shamanic, that's S-H-A-M-A-N-I-C, universe, U-N-I-V, like Victor, E-R-S-E.com. Beth at shamanic.universe.com. And please put the words Vision Quest in the subject line, and then I'll know that the email is from you. And you'll hear back from me with a link to my online calendar where you can sign up at a convenient time for this 60-minute clarity strategy session with me. So I want to invite you now to remember and know that what is inside you is far greater than any challenge that you may be facing. You have incredible power within you. This is your moment. This is your day to take bold action. It's time to make the commitment to yourself, and let me help you achieve your dream. Thank you so much for being with me today. I look forward to hearing from you very soon. To your dreams.